All right, hi folks. Welcome back to the Ties That Bind. Claymont University. Uh, Welcome to episode 1. In case you missed it, we had episode 0 a couple of weeks ago where we came up with the name Claymont University along with all the other relevant students and the relationships that our players have with them. And this is our first session to actually play these characters. So I'm pretty excited. We're gonna start off by once again thanking Crisby for some amazing artwork. We finally got the full color prints, and we're gonna put those up. If they're not already up, they may already be up, depending on how awesome Allie is, who is great and amazing and awesome. And just to give everybody a quick reminder, this is 18 plus stream of Monsterhearts. There's going to be plenty of at least verbal and emotional trauma, if not more than that. So be prepared. Lots of gaslighting, lots of childhood issues, no doubt. So just take it with a grain of salt. And let's see. I feel like I'm rushing through this, but let's real quick go through everybody and let's introduce just ourselves and the character we're playing. And I don't know, should we give a little description or a little? Maybe we can just give a description of the player the first time they show up, or the character the first time they show up in the scene. So let's. But first of all, let's start with Drew. Who are you and who are you playing?
My name is Drew, and I will be playing Lexi Cox, the Maynad.
Allie?
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm playing Ophelia, the Infernal.
Presley?
Hi, I'm Presley. I am playing Jesse Jacobs, the Succubus.
And Gray.
Hi, I'm playing as Madeline Dumont, the psychic.
Okay. And I'm Josh, and I'm playing everybody else. So let's get a quick setting here. We're playing in the city. This is our first good-sized city, I think. City proper, that we're not in a suburb of Claymont. Claymont, North Carolina, Virginia?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. How could I forget New Jersey? Obviously New Jersey, because that's one of my two possible accents. So, we're in Claymont, New Jersey, a thriving city of several 100,000 people. And more specifically at the private, pretty progressive college known as Claymont University. And the scene opens. Our first scene, it's night. The camera sort of rises through a little city street, a side street. It's raining, it's wet. The camera goes along the street, pointed down, and slowly comes up, and you see a line of people in umbrellas and in nightclub, things they wear to the club, standing outside waiting to get in, with, of course, the classic bouncer standing out front with a clipboard, slowly letting people in as they come and go. Camera slides over people's heads. It goes inside. The music is loud. It's thumping. Everybody's having a great time. Music is flowing. The whole decor in this place is like abandoned industrial, hardcore, lots of steel and metal and falling apart wood, as if they did that on purpose and it wasn't just an abandoned building when they built the place. And eventually you pass through people dancing and pass through people talking and having conversations, and the scene lands on a young woman at the bar who is looking like she's having a great time. A lot of makeup, curly blonde hair, flirting with, I don't know, how many people is Lexi flirting with, Drew? Or Lexi, I
Oh,
should say.
all the people.
All the people.
Mm-hmm.
So describe the scene. What's Lexi? The night has been going pretty good. It's not the beginning of the night by any stretch of the imagination. What situation is Lexi finding herself in?
Lexi is. She is heavily intoxicated, but is surprisingly in control of her, seemingly in control of her faculties. This is not like sloppy first time drunk. Like, this is a professional. She probably has 2 drinks that she's working on, and by working on I mean drinking rather rapidly. Um, she loves to double fist. There's a good chance, yeah, in all of the context of what that could mean. There's a good chance that she's probably on some sort of drug. Um, what kind of bar is this? Like, what kind of?
This is sort of the bar at the club, at the nightclub. There's dancing, there's music. The bar is, I mean, it's loud, it's thumping. There's a lot of young people here. This is the
Okay.
factory. This is where people hang out.
Ah, yes, the factory. So yeah, so she's definitely on like ecstasy, and is just living her best life. She's put together, but you can definitely tell she is sweaty. Like she's going hard. And she is talking and flirting with every person around her. She probably hasn't paid for any of her drinks tonight. And was just giving attention to anybody that's even within her sphere of orbit.
Gotcha. So as Lexi is flirting with some rando, uh, a large, tall guy, probably 6'2", obviously works out, very athletic, sort of comes up and gets in between Lexi and this other guy, much considerably smaller guy, and just pushes his way in and uh, looks down and says, "Hey, what's up?" And he looks at the bartender and like just gestures as if that's supposed to know what that means, expecting a drink. And this is Bronson, the dorm jock, resident jock, and all around asshole who thinks he's God's gift to whoever he happens to be looking at the minute. And he looks Lexi up and down, and he goes, "Hey, you look pretty hot tonight."
I look hot every night.
All right, if you say so. uh, anyway, he looks around. He goes, "You know anybody here who's looking to get laid?"
I mean, if you're looking, I'm always down.
He sort of looks you up and down. He goes, "No offense, honey, you're not my type. A little short, aren't you?"
What are you looking for then?
He goes, "Right there." And the camera swivels over and it zooms in on a girl who pretty sure has never had a good time in her life, according to the expression on her face. And he gestures, and the camera zooms in on who we will find out is Madeline. Madeline, what? The camera quickly comes over to you, and what is Madeline doing at this rave club? And what's going on with her right
I think she's looking for Sierra.
now? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra is basically is easy to find. Sierra's not far away. She's actually sort of hip to hip with Bailey currently, right now, out on the dance floor.
If they're on the dance floor, she's gonna follow. She's gonna go out there.
Okay. Does Madeline have a drink, or does Madeline?
No, I don't. I think she will drink, but she's not.
Okay. So Sierra's just sort of. Bailey is almost ignoring Sierra. It seems like in this situation, at least from your perspective, she is. And when you walk up, uh, until you say something, neither one of them have noticed you.
I think she's gonna hug Sierra from behind.
Sierra sort of jumps a little bit. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Good. How long are you staying?
She goes, don't know, and she sort of glances over her shoulder, and Bailey has already wandered away. Just in that split second, Bailey has wandered off. I don't know. I don't know. This isn't really my scene, but you know, want to keep Bailey safe.
Yeah, I get that. We can go somewhere else if you want to. We don't have to stay.
Well, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds great. I can barely hear myself thinking here, and I mean, you guys are having to get loud to be heard over the music. It is loud in here, and she's going. I can barely hear myself think, and you know Sierra well enough that when she's got a short temper. She's got a quick. She can get set off pretty quick, and the fact that she's here at all is probably against her better judgment. She goes, yeah. Let me go find Bailey, and we'll head out somewhere. Where are you thinking? Where do you want to go?
I don't know.
Come on, anywhere. You just want to get out of here?
What's one of the sketchy places?
Well, there's a bar. There's a diner. You can all go to the cum dump. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, you say, well, let's go to the cum dump, and she goes, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's beats this place, and she goes, you'll wait for me. I'll be right back. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And she just assumes you meant Bailey to come along too. I mean, anybody who's known these two for any amount of time know they're attached, at the hip. So she wanders off, and as she does, she bumps into a guy who is seems to be having a pretty good time here in the club. And she sort of bumps and goes, God, get out of the way. And she keeps walking, and the camera sort of sticks to this guy, and sort of goes up because he's relatively tall, considerably taller than Sierra at least. And we see a very attractive young man, and this would be Jesse. What is Jesse doing out on the dance floor?
I think that Jesse is like he dances, like he's good at it. Like I think that he has spent time in clubs like this, like learning how to dance. Like he's a musician, so he's got like rhythm. But I do still think it's like white boy dancing, but he's not just like standing there. I think he's just like vibing. He's probably got a drink in his hand.
Yeah, he's not dancing with anybody in particular.
No, I think he's probably like group hopping.
Okay. While Jesse, I assume, is not one to really get pissed off when somebody bumps into him at a club, and but right as Sierra passes by, Jesse feels a tap on his shoulder, and when you turn around, it's a guy you recognize from the dorm. It's Matthew. And he goes, hey, man, I've been trying to get a hold of you. You haven't been returning my calls. I just got lucky. Thought I saw you here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I've been busy. What's up?
Well, he sort of tries to get a little closer, but it's bumpy out here. And he goes, well, I've got some questions. I'd like to do a piece on you for the paper.
Matthew's pronouns are they, them.
They, them. Sorry. There you go. Okay. And they go, we're doing I would like to do a sort of a piece on you for the paper, but this isn't really the place to discuss it. If you want to get out of here somewhere, we could talk about it, but I just thought I'd get your opinion on a few things.
About what?
He looks around and he gets pretty close to you because this is a weird situation. And he gets up sort of close to you and he goes, I know you were at that bar shooting a couple years ago, and I didn't see your name in any reports, and I saw you in some B-roll, and I thought it'd be really interesting to get your point of view on it.
I don't know, man. I don't have a lot to talk about.
And you could tell he was expecting that. He wasn't expecting to have this conversation on the dance floor at the club. And he goes, look. I promise we don't even have to use your name if you don't want. But look, at least hear me out later. We can talk about it later. Don't have to talk about it tonight. But here, and he gives you a well.
They.
No, he wouldn't do that.
They.
Sorry,
They.
I've got to get that in my head. Sorry. They give you their phone and say, here, come on. If you don't care, just put your info in here. You don't even have to put it under your name.
Yeah. Jesse will. I don't give him his snap or something.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, man. All right, great. Have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's awesome. You're doing me a huge favor here. Thanks a lot. And quickly makes his way towards the exit, and obviously uncomfortable in this place. And as they're leaving, someone else is coming in, and we see who we'll come to know as Ophelia, just getting to the bar, just getting to the club later than most. So what is Ophelia wearing? What's her attitude walking into this place? Who's she looking for?
So, she's not gonna go on the dance floor. She's not a dancer. She's probably
Okay.
gonna go. She's probably gonna go straight to the bar. She's not technically old enough to drink, but she's gonna see if she can weasel a drink out of someone or the bartender.
Okay. I mean, this is a university bar, and sort of depending on who you are is whether they decide to check your ID or not. Yeah. So you walk up, and we see Fia walk up right next to Lexi, who is currently chatting / flirting / playing with Bronson. And yeah, what does Fia immediately try to just flag down the bartender?
Yeah, I think she's eavesdropping on the conversation that's happening, whatever's going on with Lexi and Bronson, but she's not gonna say anything.
Bronson is being incredibly coy, coy in a jock way, like he thinks he's being smart, but it's like he's just obviously just playing around and not being serious about wanting to run off and go fuck right away. He's I would picture, Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, I would picture Lexi getting bored of that relatively quickly.
I think it depends on his attitude. Like, if he's giving her attention, and if she can tell that he's just playing hard to get, she will keep going for it. But if he's being standoffish, she's gonna pass on that for the next opportunity.
Gotcha. I mean, I would say standoffish is probably a pretty good way to look at it. His eyes are constantly on the lookout. He's looking around, just trying to see who else there is out here. And he's talking to Lexi just to have somebody to talk to, it looks like.
So I think after a few moments of that small talk, if she can tell that he's really not gonna fuck her, she's just gonna, and I assume she sees Madeline leave, or start to head away.
But Madeline is currently waiting for the others to find her.
So I'll look up at Bronson, and I will say, it looks like your girl has other plans tonight. So if you're done bothering me, I have other people that could use my attention. And I'm gonna grab him by the belt. Like I grab the front of his like pants and pull him away and push him out of the way and go back to that random weirdo that I was talking to before.
Okay. Do a shut someone down roll. I want to see how this goes.
Yeah. That's not so bad. 7.
Okay. On a 7, you choose one from this list below, but you come across poorly, and they give you a condition in return. They lose a string on you. They don't have one. You can gain one on Bronson if you choose. They get a condition, or you just take one forward. And I'll let you decide take one forward in what manner. Whether it be with Bronson, whether it be with just flirting with someone. You know, it can be a situation.
I'm gonna take a string on him.
Okay, so you now have a string on Bronson. And right. Okay. So, you pull him away, and you also get the condition like what condition? I mean, Bronson is not a terribly creative person, so you just get the condition, bitch, and that's the condition you currently have.
Love it.
And as Bronson sort of walks away, you realize Ophelia is right there next to you. Just walked up right next to you, and is currently sort of trying to get the bartender's attention.
If I see you trying to get the bartender's attention, once I get him out of the way, I'll turn to the random dude. How old is this guy that I was talking to before Bronson? Is this like an older guy, or is he also college age?
He's college age, but he's probably a senior, if not a second year senior. He's older than you.
Great. So I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna get kind of close to him, and I'm gonna put my hand on his chest, and I'm gonna say, "I'm sorry, that guy was so rude. My friend needs a drink. Do you think you could get her one?"
Let's roll again. This is fun. Dude, to turn someone on.
This I am better at. I think I have my thoughts too. Yeah. Oh, poo. That's a 6. I failed.
Okay. You fail, you get the market experience. He goes, "Sorry, I'm out of cash. The drink I bought you was the last anything I had."
Oh, fuck you then. And I'll turn to Sophia.
Fuck, God, shit. And you'd see he just gets sort of pissed off at himself more than anybody, and he sort of makes his way away. And yeah, so now you and Feely are talking.
And I'll look down at my 2 drinks, and I'll look at the one that's more full, and I'll hand it to Thea. It's probably a vodka Red Bull.
She'll take it. She'll be like, "Thanks, babe," and then she'll pull out like a bottle of pills, and she'll take a couple, and then she'll give you one.
Perfect. So if you take out 2 pills, I think as you hand her hers, she takes it, immediately puts it in her mouth, and then grabs your shirt and pulls you in and kisses you and pushes the pill into your mouth, and then takes the other one out of your hand and takes it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Now you both have drinks and pills. It's a party.
What did we just take? Anything exciting?
It's probably like a, I mean, it's an opioid.
Okay. Those are not my favorite, but whatever.
Considering she's already on ecstasy, that might be an interesting mixture there.
Great. We love the experience.
Absolutely. So, okay. About this time, while those two are enjoying each other's company, Madeline, you see 2 people walking up to you even at the same time. The first one is Sierra. The other one is Bronson. And they both get right up to you right at the exact same time. And Bronson at first is like trying to push in front of Sierra, but Sierra's one of the few people who ain't taking that, and literally elbows him right in the ribs. And he coughs for saying, "Oh, fuck you, god damn it," and tries to hold it tight, but she obviously got him right between a couple of ribs, and he's trying to be Mr. Cool, Mr. Awesome. He was coming up here to literally like charm your fucking pants off, and now he's trying not to cry. So Sierra goes, "Bailey's staying, so if you want to go, we can go."
Yeah, I would love to go. And then I'm gonna look at Bronson. I'm gonna say, "Are you okay?"
And you hear him taking it like a raspy breath. Whatever she did hurt him badly. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm fine. Where you guys going?"
Uh, we're going to the diner.
"Oh, you want somebody to buy you something? Fuck it. God damn it. Bye." And he turns around and walks off. He obviously can't hold himself together. And he's like, you see him sort of hold aside and he's limping a little bit. Not limping, but, sort of not walking upright. And Sierra looks at you. When you look over at Sierra, she's got this grin on her face. That went much better than she expected.
I'm gonna look at her, I guess, and I'm gonna ask, do you need to check on Bailey or anything?
I don't think she wants me to check on her. She'll be fine. She's flirting with the fucking underwear model over there. It's fine. And she points right at Jesse. Bailey is all over Jesse right now.
I'm gonna probably just roll my eyes and take her hand and start walking her out.
Yeah, she goes right out with you. How do you get to the diner? Are you this is something we should all talk about? Is the diner close enough to the factory that it's within like a walking distance, so drunk kids can get there without having to call an Uber? Or I mean, that seems reasonable. Maybe that's the reason people still go to this dump.
Yeah, I think that everything is in walking distance.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, Sierra's got your hand, and she perks up a little bit once you get out of the nightclub. That place was obviously a drag on her for whatever reason. And she looks at you and goes, "So what's the occasion? What's up?"
I don't know. I just didn't know if you'd feel weird about Lexi being there,
Where are you gonna go that Lexi's not there? She's
I mean,
everywhere.
It's fucking true, but I'm pretty sure she's on something tonight. So if she's not gonna make her way to the diner for another 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, imagine my surprise. Let's go get something. I need something fried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And she has a small grin. It's a grin in spite of herself that she gives you. And this might be a good point to ask: how does Madeline's for us to determine how does Madeline's powers? How do her powers work? Does she is her psychic ability just unbidden? Comes without thought? Does she have to focus on it? Does she do it on
She has
purpose?
to focus on it. I think it's hand contact. That's why she likes like tea readings, because at least you have to touch briefly, so it's not as obvious if it's palm. So I think she is like a hand holder, a hand toucher. That's why automatically she holds her hand. But I think if she's searching for it, she hears it, but it's not always. It just like happens. It's not like that's a raven. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So you guys make your way down relatively unaccosted to the diner, And when you get there, there are a few other people from your floor in the dorm. That's, for those of you who weren't here at episode 0, that's the conceit of this game, is the whole group is a single floor of one of the dorms. And when you get there, the only other person that you recognize, other than just people you vaguely know go to the college, Everly is there. Everly is like the gym rat.
Major?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Everly is there and is talking currently to Caleb, and they're at a table, shooting the shit. And Gilly, is it Gilly or Jilly? Gilly, I assume. Gilly is there with them. So those three are at a table. Currently, those are the only three you recognize. But yeah, you guys walk in, and Sierra seems fine to just go over and join them, but she's following your lead.
I'll follow, but I'll make like an effort not to talk to Gilly.
Okay. You sit down, and quickly the server comes over, gets your orders. There's 4 things on the menu. They're all fried, and except for there's like a salad, but it's like the salad at a pizza joint where it's really like wilty and hot. But those are your options basically. So she gets you guys order. Sierra just orders like some fries and a water, and you guys all sit down, and the camera will cut to well, before the camera cuts, you hear Caleb. The audience hears Caleb make some sort of pun about Lexi. I forget what it is. Caleb is Lexi's roommate, as you would know. Some sort of pun about Lexi fucking a new guy every time. I can't come up with one at the time, but Caleb has no problem openly doing this in front of Lexi or not. Absolutely has no. Caleb has no filter and is absolutely happy to tell anybody. Never talks behind anybody's back. And basically, Gilly goes, "Man, that's not cool." And right then, you guys sit down, and Caleb just sort of chuckles and sort of just gives him a little smack on the shoulder. "Oh, you don't have to white knight for Lexi. Good God." And she looks over, or not she, he, Caleb looks over and goes, "Well, hello, ladies. You're here early. Figured you'd be partying the night away."
No, it's not really our scene. I'm not feeling it tonight, I guess. I don't know. Why are y'all here?
Well, and Caleb, he pats on Everly's hand on the table. "I believe Everly here had their heart broken tonight, and we're all commiserating over disgusting food."
By who?
And Everly doesn't respond right away. Eventually, just shakes her head, and Caleb goes, "It turns out Beverly broke Everly's heart. No, not Beverly. Bailey broke Everly's heart. Bailey broke Everly's heart tonight. And apparently, she's out having a great time partying, and didn't want to go with anybody else. Apparently, you feel Sierra. You feel it more than you see it. She tenses up. She's defensive. You can't tell if she's about to blow up or what, but yeah, she tenses up.
I'm gonna look at Sierra kind of like off to the side and be like, "Did you know?"
And she nods, yes. But she doesn't expand on that at all.
I'll look at Everly and say, I have a little bit of something in my bag if you want to try anything, if the pizza's not doing it for you or whatever.
He looks up, Yeah, sure, okay. Anything that'll get my mind off this asshole, and she sort of gestures at Caleb.
I'll take $1 bill out of like my little bag and start walking out the door and gesture for them to follow.
Okay. And Everly does, and as the pair of you are walking away, Caleb goes to like sort of yells loud enough, but over the din of the crowd says, "Don't worry, I'm sure Bailey's having a terrible time." Smash cut to Bailey laughing her ass off at something that Jesse just told her. Absolutely just laughing and got her hand on his chest, is just giggly and just dancing along with him. She goes, "You are so funny. I can't believe that you're single. That's amazing. How is that?"
My love story got cut short. That's okay.
I'm sure there's people get more than one love story in their lives, right? Huh?
I hope so. And he'll like grab her and like bring her in like closer.
Okay. She is all about it. She has absolutely no problem with this. And so you guys are dancing, having a good time. And she gestures over, like, as you're talking, she gestures sort of off to one side where Fia and Lexi are at the bar. It's a decent ways away. You obviously can't hear what they're saying. They can't hear you. But she goes, "What do you think of those two? I think there's something going on there, and I don't know what it is."
I'm not sure, but we can find out. And he'll like take her hand and start walking that way.
Oh my god, okay, yeah, let's do it. All right. And she's like wiggly and stuff in your hands, and she's like bouncing. She can't help herself but giggle a little bit. And yeah, so the other two of you are just sort of finishing up this whole, just starting to come into how good this feels. And up walks Jesse with Bailey right at his side. And she just says, "Hi, ladies." Really perky. "And what are you doing?"
Unmute. Just having a good time. What are you guys doing?
He looks over at Jesse. "What are we doing?"
Uh-oh.
The correct answer is having a good time.
He'll like grab her, and like pull her in closer again. We just had a question for you guys. What's going on here? And he'll like flash between like look at Lexi and then look at Fia.
And Bailey goes, "Oh," and smacks you in the shoulder.
What do you mean?
I mean, we were just curious. Saw you guys. Saw y'all making out a little up here. Just wanted to know what was going on.
Don't you make out with your friends?
Not in public.
Do you want to start?
Not tonight.
He was like nodding the whole time, like trying to get him to say yes.
There's room for 2 more, maybe more.
Jesse will look down at Bailey.
Bailey's like, this progressed very quickly. Her control in this situation has disappeared. She's like, "Well, maybe we could just, me and you could get to know each other. I just wanted to spend the night, maybe, getting to know you."
Oh, that's not very fun.
You're lost.
And I'm gonna reach out and like tuck her hair behind her ear.
Bailey, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to turn her on or anything, or just to do it?
Oh, not yet. We're getting there.
Okay. She's her eyes go a little bit wide. And those of you who may know her story, sure, she plays a big game. She's very flirtatious, but she is not from the city. She is not born to this. This is you guys are much more comfortable in this sort of situation than she is, no matter what she likes to pretend. And she looks around, she goes, anyway, have you seen Sierra or Madeline? I know they were talking earlier. I don't know where they went.
I think I saw them leave.
Oh. Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay. And you
What's
see
going
her
on
face
between
fall.
them?
I don't know. And she sort of goes, and
Oh, don't be sad, baby. We're having fun.
You're just so curious
She,
about us. I thought you would maybe know something there.
I was just curious. I didn't know he was gonna come over here and say it out loud. But Sierra's her own woman. She can do whatever she wants. I
You're
don't
your
know.
own woman too.
When you say that she's sort of like, yeah.
And I think what you want to do is have a good time with us tonight.
I think that definitely requires a turn someone on.
Yeah, when I say that too, I'm going to. She reaches and she's wearing like a tube top, and she reaches into her cleavage, and pulls out a little baggie of white powder, and like holds it in front of Bailey. And I'm gonna use my move. We really shouldn't. When you attempt to turn someone on, add a +1 if giving into temptation is obviously a terrible plan.
Okay, well, there you go. I think that counts for a +1 for sure.
That's gonna be an 8.
Okay, so for 8, that means they can either give you a string or choose one of the other reactions. She is going to give herself to you, in this case means she will say, all right, yeah, I'll do that. Let's go have some fun. And she's like,
And with that, then I'm gonna look at Fia and I'm gonna give you a little wink and I'm gonna grab Bailey's hand and I'm gonna start moving toward the bathroom.
Jesse, you and Fia are there for as long as you care to be by yourself, or you could immediately follow. It's totally what you guys want to do.
Jesse is sitting there fucking stunned that Lexi just stole his bitch. Like,
Lexi wants you to come too. Like, the invitation is there. The
Theo
goal
will
is
look
for
at
all
him
4 of us, but
and be like, "What do you want to do?"
not Coke.
What do you prefer?
Well, I'd preferred Bailey. But
She's not off the table yet. We can
Just
go.
just Bailey.
All right.
So I think does Fia go to the bathroom? Does she follow them or is she still there?
If Jesse's not gonna I don't know, it's gonna be kind of like that kind of standoffish. She's gonna leave.
Yeah, so if Fia leaves, Jess will go to the bar and get another drink.
Okay. All right. While Jesse's getting his drink, the 3 of you are in the bathroom and just tapping out lines. And Bailey, you have to teach Bailey how to do this. She has no idea what she's doing.
love it. This is my favorite thing.
Teaching someone new how to do coke.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Sure. Yeah, and she is. It obviously takes effect pretty quick, and she's like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck Sierra. Fuck her. Leaving without me. Who the fuck's Madeline? Who even cares about that bitch? Not me.
I mean, I'd fuck
Nobody
her,
I know.
but
What? She laughs. She can't help
You
but
are
laugh. She laughs at that.
so funny.
She goes, "Let's dance. Fuck this. I want to dance. I want to dance with somebody."
I think Jesse's still waiting for you. Are you gonna fuck him tonight?
Oh my god, yes, I am.
Send me
Absolutely.
pictures.
You are awful, but okay.
I'm amazing, and you know it.
Get me out of here. Yeah, anyway, she sort of pushes past you, and she goes out, and she all but runs up to Jesse, and she goes, "So you want to get out of here?" And Jesse, her eyes are like dilated. She's, you know, she's a little high right now.
Sorry, I'm losing my shit right now watching Peacock come.
I kept disappearing. I just turned it off.
That's fine. It does a job. I've been there.
But yeah, Bailey comes up and yeah, let's get out of here. And he'll take her hand and start walking out.
Okay. As you guys walk out to get back towards the I assume you're going back to the dorm. I don't know. Is that where you're going? Is there anywhere else? Yeah. On the way there, though, you have to pass the cum dump, and right as that's happening, Sierra and Madeline are stepping outside. No, it's Everly and Madeline. Everly and Madeline are stepping outside, and Bailey sees Madeline and just goes, "Where's Sierra?" I mean, literally, you guys are practically bumped into each other right as you guys walk out.
Sierra's inside. Why? Why do you care?
She's my friend. That's why I care. Who are you?
A friend.
Whatever.
And I'm gonna take Everly to the side, just like pull them to the side, just to like get out of people's way.
And Jesse, we'll say you and Everly are pretty decent friends. Everly is one of the few people who, I mean, Everly is at the gym easily as much as you are. And Everly has never once given you the impression that they see you as anything more than a gym pal. As never seems to objectify you, seems to ask you about anything like that. Is one of very few people who treat you that way, and Everly looks pretty upset. If you didn't know better, you'd say they've been crying recently, and that's not the sort of facade that Everly tends to put out. But Bailey is trying to pull you towards the door.
I'll turn to Bailey. Hey, just give me 1 second, okay? And then I'll kiss her and go over to Everly.
She was about to fight you, but you gave her a kiss, so she's like, "Just be quick, okay?" And she walks over to the side and gets her phone out. She's out of earshot if she needs to be.
Hey, are you alright?
He looks up and goes, "Well, that depends on where you're going tonight. What are you doing?"
I'm going back to my room. Why?
And they look over at Bailey. You going with her?
Unless there's a reason I shouldn't.
There's no good reason. Whatever. If she didn't want to go with me, if she wants to go with you, of course she wants to go with you. Whatever.
What do you mean?
I asked her out. Told her how I felt about her. And she thought it was very cute and very, what did she say? Endearing. And then she said, no thanks, and left the club without me.
Oh shit, man, I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm not trying to cock block you. Do what you got to do.
I think Jesse will like dap him up, and then probably
Yeah.
come back to Bailey.
Okay.
I think he'll like dap him up, salute, and then go back to Bailey.
Yeah, and everybody's just, and looks over at Madeline. Let's get this done. Let's go. I don't want to feel like this.
She's gonna take like a little baggie out, and she's gonna hand them the dollar and say, "Roll it up." And she's gonna start dumping Coke on her hand.
Okay. Everly is not nearly as new to this as Bailey was, and Everly is non-binary, but slightly femme-presenting, and when they grab your hand, you get a little kiss on your hand before she takes the coat. Just a little smooch. Thanks. And gives you a grin, a little dimple. And if she takes a hit, she and leans back against the wall, and they've left you half of what you dumped out.
I'm gonna hit the rest of it.
Okay. Let's go back inside. Who knows who else is gonna fucking walk by? I don't want to talk to anybody else.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll be in a second.
Yeah, okay, thanks. And you get another one of those grins. It's sincere. Madeline's good at reading people. There's nothing hidden here. And everybody goes inside.
Madeline takes out another bag and does the whole dime bag of it, and just stands outside for a moment. I think it was too loud at the club earlier, so things are like jumbled. So she's gonna feel really good when she goes back into the cum dumpster. So
She goes back inside. Everybody is at this point. It looks like any tension that Everly might have been holding on to with regards to Caleb and Gilly has evaporated. They're laughing at some sort of joke, just in a few moments that you've not been with them. And yeah, you sit down and people start laughing and joking, having a good time, eating some incredibly unhealthy food. And we will at that point cut back to Fia and Lexi. Fia, about this time, what are you guys doing? First of all, the two of you, Lexi, Fia, you're still at the club, feeling good. Drinking, you dancing, you vibing, you getting bored. What's happening?
Lexi doesn't get bored. Lexi passes out. So Lexi is going hard, drinking, probably dancing. I think Lexi's staying near Fia because this seems like fun for tonight.
Okay.
So if Fia doesn't want to dance, Lexi may stay kind of towards the edge of the dance floor. But like, I think Lexi's giving Fia her full attention right now.
Yeah, I mean, Fia's not dancing. At the best days, her balance isn't the best. Right now, she's just sitting. She's probably like taking pictures with her phone, like having the best time.
Okay, sure, yeah. Let's describe a little bit. I don't know if we've really described the appearance of these characters too much. Let's what's Fia's whole deal? Well, what's Fia look like? Why doesn't she want to dance? Stuff like that.
So Fia is like average height, 5'5", 5'6". Long, like dark red hair. There are two things that are probably very noticeable about her at first. The one thing is that she does have vitiligo, and there are patches of white on lighter. She's very pale anyway, but there are lighter patches on her face and on her hands. Second thing is that she does have a cane from an injury she sustained 2 years ago from a car accident.
Okay. Gotcha. And Lexi, what about Lexi?
I think Lexi is also kind of an average height. She's probably like, I don't know, 5, and maybe a little bit on the taller side, like 5'7", 5'8". Her mom is super tall, but her dad's not, so she's kind of a little tall, but not crazy tall. Um, she is heavier set. She's wearing a tube top, and that is basically just like a bandeau, and low-rise flare jeans, and her stomach hangs over the edge of her pants proudly. She proudly rocks the muffin top always. Um, she has pretty heavy makeup, but like very much in a like club festival kind of sense. It's not like super glammy or anything like that. Like it is over the top, colorful, probably a little melty at this point because she's been sweating because she's just so full of energy and like has been dancing and going pretty hardcore, and it's probably warm in here. She's usually covered in glitter. And yeah, she has long blonde, kind of naturally curly hair. That's probably pretty wild at this point. It usually starts the night off looking pretty put together, but by this point, it's probably just getting like a little poofy and crazy. And her eyes are just like dinner plates at this point. Like she is living her best life. She is a woo girl to her core. So she's just having the best time. She will flirt with anyone who walks by, but is staying near Fia, and kind of giving her the focus.
Well, Fia, while you're taking pictures and having a great time, a notification pops up on your phone, and it's from David's personal assistant at work, Julian, and it basically says, David would like to see you tonight, or not tonight, see you tomorrow night for dinner. He'll send the car for you.
She just put K.
Okay. And you get, as Julian is incredibly annoyingly organized, you get a little calendar notification that pops up. That's just that, and you are well aware by this point, at least, that that's to be expected from Julian. And and the night progresses.
I think seeing you like not just taking pictures, but like clearly texting somebody. I think at that point, Lexi comes over to you and like grabs your arm and pulls you like out towards the dance floor, and tries to get you to come dance with her.
She'll do her best. Now whether she, bumps into people, and because at this point I think that she's past caring.
And I think if you get a little wobbly or show that like you're struggling, Lexi just puts her arm around your waist and pulls you in and just like holds on to you while you dance.
But yeah, she'll dance. I mean, very rocky, but
awesome. Okay, who else has something they want to do tonight? Anybody want to talk to anybody?
I do.
Okay.
I want to talk to Gilly.
All right. Gilly is at your table,
Mm-hmm.
and seems to be I mean, he's generally a pretty reserved. Is he? Is he? I don't know. Generally, Gilly is pretty reserved in general. Yeah, he. Um, but he's, it's late. It's after hours. He's feeling pretty good. He's doing okay. And he looks. He goes, "Hey, what's up?" He can tell you're one to talk.
I don't know if she's allowed to smoke in the restaurant, but she's going to.
The actual cook at the kitchen counter is smoking. So yes,
Okay,
you're
good.
allowed to smoke.
Good. Oh, she's chain smoking. She's gonna say, "Did you and Matthew ever actually hook up?"
Good question.
I don't know. I just know that Matthew was thinking about Gilly when we were together.
He grins and sort of turns to the side and he goes, I mean, yeah, but no thanks.
I mean, not that it matters now, but was it when Matthew and I were together, or?
When you say that, he pauses and he goes, no, obviously not.
Can I read his mind?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
So describe how this works.
I'm gonna have to touch hands, even if it's just like a pinky, something brief. And then I'm gonna use Mind Reader. You can read someone's mind. Roll dark. On a 10 to 12, you learn something interesting and you gain a string on them. On a 7 to 9, pick one of the following. You gain a string on them, but they know you did something to them. You don't learn anything, or you trigger your darkest self. So, fingers crossed.
All right.
Okay, that's an 11. I'll take it. Thank God. I was so scared
wow.
to be my darkest self.
First episode, darkest self.
I know. I was scared.
Okay, so it's easy to touch his hand. It's. I mean, you're all sitting around a table really close, piece of cake. And as he pauses, you touch his hand, and you not only realize that he had no idea you and Matthew were together, you realize that Matthew is the only guy he's ever actually slept with, had sex with, and he decided it wasn't for him. And in fact, he probably knew it wasn't for him before he took pity on Matthew. And
okay.
Yeah, that's the situation with Gilly and Matthew.
Oh God. Okay. When I come out of it, I'm gonna take Gilly's hand and just squeeze it and say, "You can do better, anyways, babe."
He smiles. Matthew's a good guy. He's a good guy. I would never. No, he's a good guy. I can do fine. I'll be fine.
She's just gonna keep smoking and let the conversation fade.
Okay. Does Lexi and Fia, do they stay at the club until it's time to go home, or do they eventually show up at the diner?
I think as things start to wind down, like if the club starts to get less exciting, like if people start leaving, Lexi will turn to Fia and will say, "I'm fucking starving. Can we go get food?"
Yes, to the cum dump.
My favorite place.
You guys get there. Yeah. Okay. You guys get there. There are a few sort of hangers-on that sort of you guys were the life of the party, and they don't want the party to end either. So when you show up, the only person from your floor that shows up with you is Bronson. Unless you physically stop him from coming or tell him to get the fuck away, he's following you guys. Okay. So you guys show up. The rest of you, Madeline, you've been there for a good hour and a half at this point. Sierra and Everly have been talking pretty animatedly about a few things, specifically about Bailey. Everly is much more open now than they were at the beginning of the night, and they seem to be commiserating, almost like, two people who've gone through the same scenario. But you guys have been there for a while, and you look up, and here comes, like a whirlwind, Lexi and Fia and about 3 other people busting into this diner. None of the people that work at this diner at this hour even bat an eye. They just immediately, just like, whatever, don't even look up. Lexi, Fia, it's what do you guys do when you get there?
Lexi busts in, like, with all of the energy of a tornado, and it just, like, sees the group and is just like, "Hey, bitches," and is gonna walk over. Does Caleb have any food left on his plate?
Yeah, there's fries. There's plenty of fries left on his plate. They pile the fries here up like ridiculously.
So she comes up behind Caleb, and she wraps her arms around him and gives him a big hug and a kiss on the cheek, like a big sloppy kiss that probably leaves like a smear of glitter and lip gloss behind. And as she pulls away, she grabs a handful of his fries and just starts eating them. And then looks for an empty chair and will pull it up and push her way in between, like in the center of the table.
Caleb just shakes his head at that, but is quite used to Lexi's shenanigans. And I saved you some fries, bitch. I knew you were gonna be here.
You're the best.
All right, well, did either of you get laid tonight? And he just looks at both of you right off the way.
Not yet.
Is that an invitation?
Oh.
Are we finally gonna make it happen?
Not tonight.
You're
if you get your friend Jesse involved, then maybe.
He left us.
Kind of a letdown, honestly.
He is a sad boy with a mysterious past, and I can't pass that up.
I know. So, with any luck, Bailey's going to send me some pictures tonight, so I might at least be able to get you that much.
And you see Caleb sort of go, and sort of give you the signal the two of you have that, be careful. But
fine.
Sierra is glaring daggers at you. Everly is whatever. Everly at this point is like pretty much gotten over it, but Sierra is glaring daggers at all 3 of you right now, just like openly.
I didn't say anything.
Did Fia sit down? Like, did you find a place to sit, or are you still standing?
Yeah, she probably found I'm gonna scoot up to Madeline. Like, can I sit here?
I think that I will just slightly widen my legs for you to just sit on my lap, because I don't think that there's another place for you to sit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna like wave down at the wait. I'm gonna try to find the waiter, and I'm just yelling from across the restaurant, like, "Hey, we need to order. We're hungry."
Everybody's hungry. I'll be right there. And it's some Jersey server, chewing on her gum, her hair back in a ponytail, greasy blonde hair, in a uniform, like an old 50s uniform. It's like the same uniform they've had since this place opened, and they just keep, reordering them one at a time as people quit. And she goes, "Hold your horses." Eventually, in just enough time that she feels like she's proven her point that yelling at her is not what she wants you to do, she comes over. What do you want?
I want the double cheeseburger, large side of fries, chocolate milkshake, and what's your pie today?
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's chocolate pie.
2 slices of chocolate pie. Fia, do you want anything, babe?
Is this like a Waffle House or like what is?
It's like a rundown Waffle House. Yeah, that's the seating arrangement at least. Right?
Okay, she's like, I want like a couple of chocolate chip waffles with whipped cream.
Oh, fuck, that sounds good. Add a chocolate chip waffle to my order.
All right. And she looks around. Anybody else want anything? And they all sort of wave her, but they've been eating here for an hour and a half now, so they know they don't need anything. And okay, she goes off, and you hear her yelling, "Burger!" Yells the order at the guy. And he says, "Yeah, all right, hold your horses."
So, what are we doing with the rest of the night? And I just look around the table.
This is just a question. What time is it?
You guys feel free to hop in there.
What time is it?
What time is it? That's an excellent question. Midnight, 1 o'clock? It's late.
The bar just closed. It's probably 2 or 2:30.
Right. Well, and it was closing. It was starting to wind down. It's not necessarily closed, but yeah.
It's probably like 1:30.
Sure. So yeah, at this point, Caleb goes, "The rest of you have fun. I'm going back to the room. Lexi, please crawl into your own bed tonight. Please crawl into your own bed tonight.
You don't want to cuddle?
I don't want you to puke on me, okay? Not again."
That's so funny. I'll try.
Caleb sort of chuckles. It's kind of funny. And Everly sort of gets up. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the gym early tomorrow.
You all suck. It's early. Someone say you're gonna do something fun with me tonight.
Sierra says I'll stay, and Bronson has come over at this point. Yeah, I'll stay. Hell, what the hell?
I don't know that I want you to stay. You didn't seem that interested earlier.
What the fuck? I'm interested. And Madeline, you notice when Caleb left, it was like Bronson was distracted for a second and didn't hear the question about who's staying. Like Bronson was watching Caleb leave, but shook himself out. And yeah, it was like, come on, fuck out. Come on, I can stay, right?
If you make it worth my while.
Bronson goes, I mean, yeah, you want a piece of this? Okay, sure, yeah.
Ew, gross. No, that's not what I meant.
He's,
You should pay for her food.
Fuck you. I ain't paying for just cow's food. Fuck this. And like shoves away from the table.
Okay, calm down, Macho Man. What I meant was, you have that really gorgeous car, right?
Yeah.
Drag racing. Down the main strip. That's what we're doing tonight.
What the? I'll fucking That car will kick any car's ass.
Exactly.
Who in the fuck is going to drag race me?
Exactly. We're going to find out. Somebody's out there.
His
Somebody's
attitude has changed.
enough.
Fuck yes, let's go. I know where we can go. Who's coming?
I'm hungry. We're going to eat first, bitch. Go get the car and bring it around here because I'm not walking all the way back to the dorm.
Yeah, all right. Fuck that. Absolutely. I'll show you guys what's cool. And he gets up and he goes.
And like
That's a good boy.
Through this conversation, Madeline, Fia, she's keeping a very straight face, but throughout like the whole thing, Madeline could probably feel like Fia getting like slack, like she's like, she's tired. But as soon as Lexi says drag racing, she like stiffens up.
So who's gonna ride with us when he gets back? Fia.
I'm good. I think I might be sick.
Ugh, lame. Sierra. Madeline. Who's coming with us? Madeline, I think Bronson would be very extra happy if you came.
My God. I was gonna say, so in my backstory, I have a car. I have a very nice French car, and I was gonna offer to race him.
Are you gonna race us?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Peter sort of grabs your arm a little bit.
Come now. This is gonna be so good. Don't be a bitch.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
Are you still in my lap?
I'm assuming she has not moved.
Okay, good. I think I'm gonna lean down in your ear, and I'm gonna say, "Ride with me."
She just nods.
I think I just like slightly put a hand like around your waist, not to be sexual, but just to like hold you closer.
Sierra goes, "Yeah, I'll come. That sounds like fun." And you see her on her phone. She's texting. And we see her texting Bailey. And the camera sort of cuts up to Bailey. You see her texting. And it shifts over and you see Bailey reading a text. And that's an excellent question. Are Bailey and Jesse still in flagrante? Or are they done?
I think we're probably done at this point.
I mean, it's been a couple of hours. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, you are who you are, so maybe. I mean, you're the succubus. Fuck. But she's like, "Oh my God, what an idiot!"
What?
And she says, "Look at this." And she shows you the text from Sierra. It says, "We're going drag racing. If you want to come join." That's out of the fucking blue. We're gonna go drag race down the strip. If you want to come. Do you want to go?
Yeah, it could be fun.
Awesome. I want to go too. Let's go together. That's great. And she sort of rolls over on top of you again. She says, "It's going to be a while." And yeah, she starts immediately just going at it again with Jesse. And, that's an excellent question. I guess you guys have had sex. I guess that would trigger your sex move. Do you want to do that?
Let me pull it up. When you have sex with someone, ask them if they're satisfied. If they are, they take 1 harm and you mark experience. Otherwise, take 2 strings on them.
Okay, then I will write that in. If you ask her that, she says, "Yes, I am." She is very satisfied. And yeah, so she takes 1 harm. Interesting. I'll have to figure out maybe psychic harm. I don't know what kind of harm that would be, but
It's like kinky harm.
Kinky harm. Okay, all right. She's got some scratches and some blood, maybe a bruise on her back, a bite mark or 2.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you get to mark experience.
Cool.
So, okay, excellent. Flash forward right as it as we look out the window, we hear and a big Mopar. You can hear the Mopar as Bronson has started up his car and is peeling out of the dorm parking lot and is heading back to the cum dump. And yeah, flash to Madeline with Sierra has joined you as well as Fia. Lexi, you were in the car with Bronson. Now, Bronson, when saw Madeline pull up next to him, outright laughed to see this, what he would call some sort of jalopy. But obviously, it's a very nice car. It's
an Alpine A110.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
I did research.
Okay. Oh, well, in that case, shit. He's like, oh, fuck me. Holy shit. All right. Well, this will be fun then. But he still obviously is pretty confident. And okay. So out in the center, someone, Sierra most likely, has convinced Everly to be the flag girl, as it were, the person in the middle who goes, go, whatever that is. And see you guys lining up. Fia, you're in the front seat with Madeline. Sierra's in the back seat, texting just madly, obviously getting more and more pissed off. Bronson looks over and gives Lexi sort of this confident, cocky, asshole grin. Says, I hope you're ready. This will make you cum in your pants, I guarantee it.
Music to my ears.
Oh, and it's like, yes. And vroom, vroom, he's, they're getting up there close. We see him line up. And so, the way we're going to determine this, see Madeline. I assume Madeline is an experienced enough driver to at least, not driving a straight line fast. That shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, she's from France. Are you kidding me? She's fine.
Obviously, they do this in France all the time.
Yeah, that's what they do in France all the time. What are you talking about? Yeah. So, tell you what, we'll give you a roll for, should we say runaway? Let's do a runaway roll. So that's with
volatile, just like a general volatile roll.
Yeah, maybe just a volatile roll, but depending on how this turns out, we'll see what it goes. It's a what?
It's a -1.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, this unless you could think of another way to do this, you could possibly call it a keep your cool, like you're Mr., focused, sincere, whatever, serious about this. If you've got a way to do it some other way, I'm all ears.
Oh, I don't. I'm just letting you know it's going to be a -1.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, roll for it.
Okay. It's an 8.
Okay, great. On a 7 to 9, we are going to call this a runaway roll.
Okay, thanks.
You get away. You're going to win the race. Okay. You have successfully. I mean, if this was any other car or normal car, then fine. But you are going to win the race. But something happens. You run into something worse. You cause a big scene, or you leave something behind. You get to choose of those 3.
I think well, do I have to choose? I mean, do you decide what these things are, or do I decide?
In this case, this is a unique situation. We'll decide together. If you have an idea, great. Otherwise, we'll figure it out.
I think she would make. I mean, it would make a scene.
Sure. Okay. I would say you make a scene. Not only do you win by you embarrass Bronson. Bronson works on this car. Bronson is confident in this car. He's a car guy. A lot of guys compliment him on his car. and the fact that he just got blown away by a girl carrying 2 other girls, he's pissed. He pulls up next to you. Fuck you! You cheated! And he gets out of his car and he like is like banging. He kicks his car and he says, "Get out of my car, fucker!" And is yelling at Lexi. It's like, your fault. If you weren't so fucking fat, I would have fucking won this game. This crowd.
I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. You say you get out of the car right as he's throwing his fit, and he says that. People have surrounded. People are already up there, like congratulating Madeline and like yelling and screaming. There is a scene here. This is not just people from the club. This is not just people from the college. This is a scenario that people from all over the city get involved in on a nightly basis. And when he says that, the whole crowd goes, "Oh!" And then you pop him, lash out physically. Let's see how this works.
Ooh, nope. That's a 2.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a 4. Still bad.
No, still bad. Okay, so you lash out physically, and you smack him. And he just looks at you, and he looks like he's about to fucking pop you back.
Do it. Do it. And I say that to him.
And he's about to do it, and he heard everybody go, "Oh!" And then when he raises his fist at you, everybody's gotten quiet. And he realizes that he's being stared at by a lot of people. And you see tears in his eyes. And he is that frustrated, that upset. Fuck all you bitches.
She's smiling like she wants it. She wants him to hit her.
He knows he can't get away with that in this crowd. And and you have made a scene. Talk about making a scene. This is a scene. Jesse, you saw this. You were there with Bridget. Of course, Fia, you're right there. This is all happening right outside the passenger window. This is happening right outside your window. Fuck, get out of my way. And he gets back in his car and he sort of revs it up and people sort of go, "Whoa, fuck," and he gets through, almost hits some guy, but it just peels off. You can hear him a mile away, still just revving the engine like crazy. Bridget comes over and gets in the back seat of your car.
I can only assume that you mean Bailey.
Oh, Bailey. I keep saying Sierra. Sierra's in the car already.
No, you keep saying Bridget, and I don't know who the fuck Bridget is.
Am I saying Bridget? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Bailey. All right. Bailey. We'll figure that out. Regular audience members are well aware that I never get these names fucking right, ever. So be prepared for me to get all these names right and for people to correct me after listening to me say the wrong name because they have no idea who the fuck I'm talking about. Because I know you'd correct me sooner if you had any idea who the fuck I was talking about. Bailey runs up, gets in the back seat next to Sierra, and just starts, "Oh my God, that was so great, that was so neat, that was so awesome, that was so beautiful, blah, 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 blah." And it's a 2-door car, so she had to like get in behind Fia and like sort of shove her way in and climb in the back. And Sierra, for her part, is smiling just really big to see Bailey in there just talking and being all handsy and everything else. And Jesse, you're sort of standing there outside the car with Lexi sitting there looking right at you.
I think Jesse lights a cigarette. I think he just turns to Lexi. I assume this was your idea?
Of course it was. Give me a fucking cigarette.
He'll hand her the one that he just lit.
Yeah, she'll take it and start smoking. God, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it probably would have been cooler if he won.
Obviously. Would have been even cooler if he had fucking hit me.
What are you doing now?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's getting late.
Is it?
What day of the week is it? Did we establish this?
Good question. Should it be a weekend or should it be
I like
a
to
little
think
late?
it's Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday, baby.
Yeah,
Well, Thursday's the college night. It's the college party.
At the club? Okay.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
So what? You're just gonna like go home and go to sleep? You taking Bailey with you?
No, I think I've lost Bailey for the night. And he kind of like gestures over to the car.
Yeah, I think I lost mine for the night too. Drive me home.
Did she say drive you home?
Yeah, like, will you drive me home?
Oh, I thought that are we where? I thought we just like walked. I thought we were by campus.
This is off campus. This is, like I said, this is not a campus event. So you would have had to have taken an Uber or something there. Bailey would have paid for it.
It's sponsored. Drag race.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's true. You would have taken a ride share there. There you go.
Does Jesse? I guess Jesse doesn't have a car, does he?
No, Jesse's like not real.
Okay. So I don't ask that question because you're
Jesse
clearly
owns
not in
nothing.
a car right now.
We've already done, sorry, not to interrupt, but we've already done this for Lexi and Fia. So let's describe what Jesse looks like. What's Jesse's general appearance and attitude, and we'll go to Madeline after that, just so everybody has the right ideas here. What's Jesse?
I mean, Jesse's like ripped. He's got like really defined muscles and veins, sharp jawline, six pack, like ripped. Spends as much time in the gym as he does doing literally anything else. He dresses like an e-boy, so he's got like chains and black and like necklaces and rings and shit. He just kind of does what he wants to do. He doesn't really have a direction. Right now he's kind of lost. So he's just kind of floating. At the mo, he kind of does whatever he wants to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madeline,
Long
what about you?
got like purple highlights in it.
Oh, okay. How about shoulder length or so, or what?
Like to
Longer?
his like jawline.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Madeline. What do we look at when we see Madeline, or what do we see when we look at Madeline?
What is the weather like? Did we establish that? Is it
It
like
had been raining, so everything's sort of wet and shiny, but it has stopped raining.
so? Is it like fall, summer still?
That's an excellent question. I mean, it's not
Do
in the
we
middle of
already
summer
like?
because you guys are in school. Let's say it's fall. Sure. Yeah, it's October.
Okay, dope. Um, she is like little. She's like 5'1". She's been like a ballerina her entire life. Um, and she's just constantly chain smoking, so probably looking a little malnourished. She's wearing like a black lace slip dress, and then a pair of like Docs, and she's got like a little crossbody bag. She is like very short, kind of wavy bob with like bangs. Um, she has like long fingernails, but the two right here are shorter. Um, I tried to make that in my initial thing, but it didn't work out very well. Um, yeah, yep.
Okay.
Shorter.
Great.
Mhm.
So, okay. Lexi, you and Jesse are talking about getting a ride back to the dorm. I'm curious how that turns out. How does that work?
I think as this is like kind of all of this is dying down, I think Lexi's starting to crash. How far of a walk? It's too far to walk, I'm assuming.
I mean, yes, it's too far to walk. I mean, you've got people here with cars. I mean,
I was gonna say Jesse will just call a fucking Uber if it's like a thing. Like it doesn't matter.
so
Get
you
home.
guys,
tired of talking about logistics in this fucking game.
Yeah, the logistics. I was just curious if you're going to pile into Madeline's car or not. That a little sports car is not going to hold that many people. So anyway, okay, you guys make it home.
Yeah.
Madeline, the rest of you make it to the dorm. It looks like Sierra and Bailey are best friends again. Whatever problems they were having have evaporated, as they tend to probably on a daily basis. And everybody goes their separate way. Madeline, you have a message. Actually, that's a good question. No, of course you have a message. You have a message from Camille. And it says, hi, time to catch up. We've been so busy since we've moved here that I just realized we haven't had brunch in forever. Let's meet up tomorrow for brunch. And an exclamation points and a little heart emoji.
I'm going to respond on a Friday, ?
And she replies back, oh, is tomorrow Friday? Sure.
I hate her. I'm gonna text back, is Dad coming?
No, just the two of us. Still friends catching up.
I'm gonna text back, can't wait.
Awesome. And she sends you a little like Google Maps thing for a little cafe somewhere near the riverfront, overlooking the riverfront or something. Great. See you there. And let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for tonight. Who in the morning, unless people have things they want to do once they get back to the dorm.
I think just as Lexi goes to her own dorm, like she doesn't even try to get into Jesse's bed. She just goes to her room. And I think as she closes the door, like she goes into her room, and as she closes the door, all of that like high and that persona that she was just like, all of that energy that she was just emanating just dissipates. And where she normally like kind of stands tall and is big and takes up a lot of space, I think you can almost see her like shrink into herself. And there's a moment where she just stands and just stares into space before she like takes a deep breath, and she like goes to take her clothes. Like she does not have any shame, even though. Do we say they have their own bedrooms, or is it a shared? It's a shared bedroom, right?
I think it's a shared. No, it's.
I think it's a shared bedroom it's like a Jack and Jill suite style thing.
Right. So Caleb and I share a bedroom. Yeah. Okay. So like she doesn't care. She just takes her clothes off and puts on like just a big like ratty t-shirt. And she takes probably like a used makeup wipe that's like dried out and maybe a little crusty, and like smears the makeup off of her face. And so like the eyeliner and the mascara is kind of smudgy, and the glitter is just kind of like whatever. But right before she goes to get in bed, she walks over to Caleb's bed and just takes the blankets and pulls them up over him, and then goes and gets in her own bed and just passes out. Like she's asleep immediately.
Question quickly for Jesse. Does Jesse sleep? That just crossed my mind, literally just now.
Yeah, I think he's like a dude. I think he's like a human. Like I think he's got human needs.
Okay, great.
I think that we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think he sleeps. Okay. I just don't think maybe he doesn't have to sleep as much.
Okay, great.
He just takes a little nap like a cat.
He needs 4 hours of sleep or something. He doesn't need much. Okay. Yeah, unless there's anything else, everybody goes to bed, wakes up bright and early the next morning, or not so early. Most of you are experienced enough with college life to know not to take morning classes when you can help it, especially on Fridays. So, yeah, you all get up. The dorm is basically all sort of getting up at the same time. Uh, Jesse, you see, basically, as sort of get out of your room and are hanging out, um, out in the common area, when you finally head out that way, Matthew is right there and comes up to you. He's like, "Hey, man, sorry to sort of ambush you last night. That wasn't cool. I apologize for that."
It's all right. No worries.
Okay, well, I meant what I said, though. I mean, you deserve to have your story told as much as anybody else.
I don't have a story to tell about that. I wasn't there. I showed up after.
And he nods. I'm just curious because you didn't show up in any of the reports, the police reports, or anything. And he sort of, you see him sort of going through his phone as he's talking, and he pulls up a little video. He goes, "I was doing research on this and saw this," and basically it's you in the background of like a news report, like in the background of some B-roll. You're not saying anything. You're not being interviewed. You're just sort of standing there looking lost.
I mean,
what does well, real quick, you can describe to me what would Jesse's expression be on that video? What would Jesse have been feeling like, looking like at that moment?
I think it's a mixture of like looking completely lost and also looking more mad than I think any human being has ever been.
Wow. Okay. And you see him sort of zoom in on your face. He goes, "I don't know, man. It looks like you've got a story to tell to me. Just think about it. We don't have to use your name. Nobody has to know. But a lot of people got hurt. And I think maybe you know somebody else who did. I can just sort of tell."
Yeah, I do, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't have a story to tell. I wasn't there. I should have been. And that's all.
You should have been. Why should you have been?
I was meeting my girlfriend there. Okay, and I was running late. And in the 5 minutes between her getting there and me getting there, she died.
You see, he gets taken aback a little bit by that. Obviously, he had no idea. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What was her name?"
I think at that point Jesse walks away.
Matthew's smart enough to not chase you down or anything. He's not that big an asshole. Yeah, but the camera does, as you walk past the camera sees him pull out a little notepad and scratch some stuff down. He was obviously taking notes there. Fast forward a little bit, unless some people have some things they want to do as they wake up, to brunch. And we see Madeline handing her keys to a valet and going up to God knows what floor on a outside patio at a very swanky sort of place. And we see Camille sitting at a table already there, waiting on her phone. And what does Camille look like, just in general? What sort of?
She's only like a year or so older than me. I can't remember what I made her look like, but she is very pretty. She looks very typically French, but she's got like longer black hair, bangs. Yeah, I think she's only 2 years older than me. Yeah, similar. We did ballet together.
Gotcha. She looks up as you get close, and she stands up and has a big smile on her face, and goes in for a hug. Hi, God, feels like forever.
I think I just
Yeah,
stiffen up, and I mean, I allow her to hug me, but I'm not gonna hug.
If she noticed that, she does not give you any impression outwardly that she noticed that. She goes, okay, well, sit down. I've already ordered mimosas for both of us, so don't worry about that. I know what you like. And she sits down, and she's going, look, I know we've been so busy. I just feel like I really feel like I should have been paying, I need to apologize. I've not been giving our friendship the attention it deserves, and I've just gotten so carried away with all my own stuff, with your dad and everything, and I don't want that to be the case. So I thought, we could pick up where we left off.
Our friendship. What do you mean?
I mean, I want to hear how school's going, and if you're seeing any boys or what's happening. What's your life?
I'm sorry. This is weird. This is like really fucking weird. Is this not weird for you?
Well, no. I mean, I know it's been a while since I've asked you to go, to hang out, but no. I mean, I don't see why it has to be weird.
I want to use Mind Reader because I want to know if she genuinely does not think that this is weird, or like if she has any hesitations, because how can you not?
Okay, go for it.
God. Okay. Oh God. Oh, it's just a 7.
Okay, well, I don't have yours pulled up. What's a 7?
On a 7 to 9, pick one. You still gain a string on them, but they know you did something. You don't learn anything. You trigger your darkest self. I'm gonna go. I didn't learn anything.
This is so off-putting that Madeline is having a hard time sort of separating whatever her own thoughts are from whatever she might be picking up from Camille. So basically, it's a null result. And she does seem to acknowledge that you touched her hand, and she smiles and she goes, "Look, I miss my best friend. I I mean, your dad is very busy, obviously, and he doesn't talk about." And it takes her a second, but eventually she sort of does this thing that you've known her to do since you were kids, where she gets tongue tied for a second, pauses, takes a huge breath in through her nose, sighs, and then says whatever is on her mind. I just don't understand you and your dad's relationship, and he seems to have no problem with you just doing whatever, it's great, but he doesn't seem to he's just not home much, you know. And I worry about you. I know he does too. He just doesn't say it. I just want to see how you're doing. Meanwhile, as she says this, 2 salads come that she's already ordered. I think I said that.
Um, I think I down my drink and just, I mean, if I can one gulp it, two gulp it maybe, and then just
Sure.
continue to look at her for a moment. And if she doesn't say anything immediately, I'm gonna ask, has Dad found somebody new yet?
He is agog. That came out of complete left field to her. That, in fact, if you didn't know better, you would think that had not even crossed her mind. We've only been married 2 years. I think that's right. 2 or 3 years, however many. You tell me.
I think it's 4. Well,
Is it
probably
4
maybe
years?
2 years. Yeah, maybe 2 years. Yeah,
Whatever we say right now is going to be the thing going
two,
forward. So,
two.
2. It's only been 2 years. Your dad and I have a very deep connection. We've known each other my whole life. And, I mean, obviously, he still, I think, had a lot of feelings for your mother he had to work through. And I'm not worried about that. Let's just put it that way.
I'm sorry. I genuinely thought this was, I don't know. I thought we were getting together for you to tell me that he was sleeping you. I mean, I don't know. You just kind of let it on. The fact that he's been busy. It's kind of his MO. So I don't. I'm sorry.
You don't
I
have to.
misread.
And you can see her getting a little flustered, and she takes a long swig of her drink too. Matter of fact, she mirrors what you just did. Growing up, she would do that on a regular basis, mirror what you did. She goes, I didn't come here for you to badmouth your dad. I just wanted to know how you're doing. I just
I,
want to know what's your life like.
Camille, I've got nothing bad to say about my dad. He is who he is. I mean, you know him probably better than most people. So, um, I've got nothing bad to say. And life is good. School is good. It's weird, but it's good.
You see her start to. I mean, she is. Madeline doesn't need to be psychic to know that this. I mean, this is somebody you grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
This girl is in 10 kinds of pain right now and not telling you about it. Whether Madeline gives two shits is up to you. But she is getting defensive and she's sort of got her hackles up a little bit and she's pulling away. And she finally just goes, look, I don't know why you're so mad at me. I've just fell in love with a man who I know you care about too. You have to understand what kind of guy he is. He's a wonderful man. He raised you.
Camille, he raised you too. Don't you think that's, I don't know. I just think it's weird.
Oh man, she, her eyes turn to just ice. That was uncalled for. I have no idea what your problem is. This was a mistake. And she stands up and she throws down like a 20 or probably a 50 at this place. And don't worry about me. I won't bother you again. And she is ready to go.
If she gets up, I mean, I'm not going to try and read her mind, but I am going to grab her hand and say,
She stops.
Camille, my issues are not with you. I promise. My issues are with how you fell in love.
When you say your issues are not with you, she squeezes your hand a little bit. reflexively. But then when you say it's about how you fell in love, it loosens and her eyes go steely again. She pulls it away. He never touched me. Ever. Until we were married. No matter how much I wanted to. And I'm sorry you don't believe that. Sorry you hate your father. This was a mistake. And she turns on a heel and all but runs out the door. She is trying to flee from you. I mean, you can catch her, obviously, but that's up to you.
I'm gonna let her go, and I'm gonna order another mimosa.
Cut to Lexi. You wake up to your normal morning texts from your dad saying, "How's my favorite baby doing? I hope you're doing okay." And one from your mom that says, "Don't forget you have this class today and this class today. If you can't make it, make sure to follow the forums online and they'll tell you what you missed. And let me know how your classes are going." You have texts from all your siblings saying your two little siblings are telling you about some ridiculous TV show they've been watching. And your older brother is bitching about your dad, but it's just normal sibling bitching. It's not like he's done anything horrible. It's just dad's being an asshole because he won't let me spend the company money on whatever, blah, blah, blah. Do you respond to any of those texts?
No, she ignores them. And I think we see there's a chain. I only have one younger sibling, by the way. I have an older brother and a younger sister. But like, as she goes through each of those text conversations, there are like 3 or 4 messages from each family member with no response from Lexi. And she looks at them, and each one she just rolls her eyes, and then goes to the next one, goes to the next one, goes to the next one, but she doesn't respond to any of them. Yeah, and I think as she starts to like get up out of bed, she grabs a pill bottle that's next to her desk and takes a couple pills.
Gotcha. By the time you get up, Caleb's already left. Gone on with his day. And you walk outside, and let's see, Jesse's already come and gone. Fia, you're out in the hallway. How does Fia's mornings normally go? Is she a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed sort of person to get out of bed in the morning, or is maybe not?
No. She looks like a hot mess right now.
Okay. Fia's sort of stumbling out. Lexi obviously probably looks as bad or worse, I'm sure.
Oh, Lexi looks like a gremlin. Like, her hair is like ratty and messed up, and her makeup is still like smeared all over her face. She looks rough.
Gotcha. As you guys are going to clean up and get yourself ready for the day, there is... Who is it walks up to you? Clarissa sort of walks up to the pair of you. Bright, sunshiny, looks beautiful even with no makeup on as soon as she got out of bed, just the way she is. She goes, "You guys look like you had fun last night."
Ugh, don't talk so loud.
She giggles. She looks at Fia and goes, "You at least look like you maybe had less fun last night. How are you?"
Oh, I'm fine. I always look like this in the mornings. I hate getting up.
Getting up's the fucking worst.
And she says, "So I hear there was a little excitement last night. Somebody went racing cars."
Oh, dude, it was so fucking cool.
Bronson didn't think it was cool. He came back here punching walls and slamming doors.
That's because Bronson's a little bitch.
She chuckles and shrugs. All right, that's fine. That's fair. And she sort of waits until let's say Fia gets in the shower. It's getting ready to, getting ready for the day. And Clarissa sort of slides up next to Lexi as Lexi's still trying to get this makeup off of her face. It says, "So do you hang out with her?" And gestures towards Fia in the shower, who she assumes can't hear her because the water's running. "Do you hang out with her much?"
I mean, yeah, sometimes. She's chill.
Do you know, like, why? Do you know how much money she fucking has?
I don't give a shit.
I'm just curious why she's slumming here at the dorms. Her dad is one of the richest guys, and whether that's true or not, we'll get into. Her dad is one of the richest guys in the country, and she's slumming in these dorms with us.
Bitch, these dorms are nice. My dad paid for them. Fuck you.
All right. Fine, whatever. Just saying.
So what? She's got money. Great. She can buy us shit. What, are you trying to get rid of her? What the fuck?
I'm trying to get rid of her. Just saying. Her dad's a lawyer and knows some shit. And I think maybe you probably shouldn't be her best friend. That's all I'm saying.
If anything, it sounds like I should definitely be her best friend. The fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying. And she toodaloos out the bathroom.
Fuck. God, it's too early. Ugh. And I think she
It's
dry, like,
11:30.
she goes to brush her teeth and, like, dry heaves a little bit.
Gotcha. All right. You guys, everybody gets cleaned up and ready to go on with whatever class or two. If you decide to go to class, great. If not, great. Let's take 5 because my bladder's about to explode. So let's take 5, and we'll try to make it as close to 5 as possible because I know we're taking a later break than usual. So we'll make it really quick. But let's take a quick break. Everybody, we'll be back, and we'll see you here shortly. Thanks. And we're back. All right, that was... God damn, that was a hell of a lot closer to 5 minutes than I would have expected. So that's great. Okay. So, as we return, the day progresses through school, people's days. Unless somebody has some particular conversation they have to have with somebody. We'll move towards sort of the early, mid-afternoon situation. Most people only had 1 or 2 classes on a Friday. People are chilling out. Fia, you get back to the dorm, and your roommate Olive is out in the common area. And you immediately get hit with the smell of burnt popcorn. Immediately. Matter of fact, you smell it before you walk in. You know Olive's going to be in there because you smelled burnt popcorn outside.
Okay. She goes, Olive, do you like your popcorn burnt? Is that like a thing? Because I feel like, listen, like with what you do, I feel like you should not burn popcorn, but you do anyway.
So sorry. I am so sorry, Fia. I know this is awful. I know you hate it. I am so sorry. It's just I can't stand for unpopped kernels. I hate those. I'm worried I'm going to break a tooth. And
don't eat them.
Well, you sometimes you don't mean to. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better. I know this is awful for you, and I'll make you something nice. We're learning French cuisine in class this semester, so I'll bring in some really good stuff. It's yeah, sorry.
It's fine. What do they eat in France?
They eat a lot of really interesting things. Most current classic food, and you've hit her nerd alert here. Most of French classical food is really peasant food.
I just want to hear her talk.
And yeah, she starts going on about how it used to be these things were just whatever they had laying, or whatever they could get their hands on. The peasants would have to make this. Occasionally, a king or queen would catch wind of some amazing dish that some of their subjects were making, and then they would, of course, have to make it even better and more fancy and more elaborate. Really, it's going to be pretty amazing. Lots of beef, lots of really rich sauces.
Sounds delicious.
Not any pasta necessarily, but there's other things. So I can't wait. And she, if you don't care, describe a little bit of what Olive was your roommate, correct? Olive is a culinary arts student. She's a culinary arts student who is really a great cook, except when it comes to popcorn. But yeah, she is. Yeah, how would you describe her general demeanor, look, whatever? It doesn't matter.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. Beautiful, and does she know she's beautiful, or does she not know she's beautiful?
She has to know, right?
Maybe she was a late bloomer. Maybe she wasn't beautiful until she turned like 20 or something.
I feel like she doesn't know.
Yeah. I was about to say maybe she like has an idea, but like she doesn't like acknowledge it.
Gotcha. Okay, but anyway, she's just very apologetic about the popcorn, and Fia sort of says, "Okay, well," and is Fia planning on meeting David for dinner, or is she gonna skip it?
Yeah, they planned it, so she's gonna go.
Okay, she so Fia goes to sort of get ready for dinner. David always insists on being properly put together. So, Jesse, you come in right after Fia leaves. And you see what you see after Olive has been sort of eating popcorn a little bit, just one piece at a time, as Fia walks away. When Fia finally gets out of like around the corner, you see Ella go and dump all the popcorn in a trash can. And oh, I hate popcorn. And she looks at you and looks up at Jesse and goes, "Oh, hi. I didn't see you there."
Hey,
And you can smell burnt popcorn too. It's obvious.
you have a little trouble with your popcorn?
She grins a little bit. She goes, "I don't eat popcorn, but I know Fia hates it when I burn popcorn, so I just do it."
What's wrong with Fia?
Oh, nothing. I mean, she's fine. She's just, I don't know. There's something about her that I'm not. I don't know. She talks in her sleep a lot. It's weird.
Weird. For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry you had to smell this. It's disgusting. I apologize.
Well, maybe stop doing it.
Yeah, she shrugs. And she looks at you and she goes, "Have you been at the gym all day? What are you doing? Why are you dressed like that?"
I was at class earlier, but heading to the gym in a minute. Why? Is there something wrong with the way I'm dressed?
She looks at. Describe how you're dressed, and I'll tell you if there's something wrong with it. What's Jesse wearing?
I think Jesse's wearing like black, like 5-inch inseam shorts, and like I don't know what hot guys wear to the gym, but like I don't know, like a black like muscle shirt.
Like a muscle shirt.
Yeah.
And she, okay, so when you say, "Is there something wrong with what I'm wearing?" She looks you up and down and goes, "Honey, you can wear that any day of the week. Nothing wrong at all." And she sort of gives you a little wink and a little, a little shake. Then heads back to her room. Heads back towards where Fia just went. Anyway.
He just kind of smirks at her, and then I guess we'll watch her walk away, and then go,
Okay.
I guess, to the gym.
You now tell me if this is wrong because because it seems like, does Jesse have 2 sex moves? I was. It seems like I read something else about his sex move earlier.
He's got one of his
something like you could.
One of his moves happens like when you have sex with someone, so I guess it is kind of like 2 sex moves. But
Okay, so that's
the other one really only works
separate
like
move
with
altogether.
characters. Yeah, because it's like when you have sex with someone, you gain their sex move,
Gotcha. Okay.
but like NPCs don't have.
Okay. So you have a couple of texts from Matthew. Matthew has not given up on this yet, and it's getting pretty old pretty quick. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot going on. Until you get yet another text that you, like I say, you've been ignoring them, but you happen to be looking at your phone, and it is a picture of your girl Eleanor, and it's a school picture. And Matthew goes, the text that's along with the picture is this who you were meeting at the club or at the bar that night?
I think Jesse just responds, I think he just has to stop this. Period.
you get a text back that says, "I'll stop, but it would be healthier if you talk to somebody." Very whether you think he actually is just saying that or not, that's your call. I mean, he's never really seemed incredibly overly caring about people. He's never been an asshole. He's not a jerk, but he has been known to be very enthusiastic about chasing down stories and being. He's got this whole, picture of himself that he's some big gonzo journalist is going to break the next big story.
Jesse just responds, "Go fuck yourself."
No, it's no response to that. Lexi, you get a call from your mother. It rings and rings.
She lets it ring a few times and then picks it up. Hello?
Hi, Lexi. How are you? How's class going?
Hi, Mom. Class is fine.
All right. I hope you're getting everything done. I hope you're not partying too much.
No, Mom. I'm getting all of my things done.
Okay. Well, good. I just want to let you know I'll probably be seeing you later on next week. I'm coming in for a book signing, and the college has invited me to come by and give a little talk to the literature courses. So I'd love to see you for lunch or dinner or something.
Sure, Mom. We can go to lunch so that you can tell me that I'm eating too much.
I would never tell you that. I just worry about your health sometimes.
Whatever.
Anyway, okay. Well, I will let you know when everything's over, and I'll be in touch. Your dad says hello.
Tell him I said hi.
Love you.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. Beep. Caleb is there.
When
Your
I hang
mom
up,
sounds wonderful. Okay,
I'll look over at him. God, they're so fucking annoying.
I heard nothing but your mom asked you to lunch, and I could sort of hear her say, "I love you" really loud. That doesn't sound... What's wrong with that?
It's all passive aggressive.
Oh, okay. Yeah? Okay.
She's the worst. She's so self-centered. She's going to come here and she's going to tell me all the things that I'm doing wrong. Because I'm not a perfect, beautiful beauty queen like she was. And like my sister is. And I'm not as successful as my brother is. They're awful. You have no idea how miserable it is. I wouldn't even be going to this fucking school this close to home. But they said I had to.
All right, well, if you need to get out of lunch, I'll send you a text, and you can tell me whether or not I should come get you.
Ugh, you are a lifesaver. I have to go and make an appearance. Otherwise, she'll guilt me till I fucking die. But I'll let you know.
All right. Well, I know about that, so I get it. Yeah, no problem.
Did Bailey send me pictures of Jesse like I asked her to?
You have several pictures of Jesse, a few of which are Jesse asleep. But yes, you have pictures of Jesse.
So I will look over at him and I'll say, since you are just the best roommate ever, a little gift. And I will airdrop those photos of Jesse to Caleb.
He's like, oh my God. Are you leaving the room? You're going somewhere, right?
Oh, I'm definitely leaving the room now. And I will pick up there's probably a gross towel or something, and I pick it up and I throw it at him.
Bye, bitch. Have fun.
Bye.
Okay. The afternoon moves along a little bit, and Madeline, you get a call, and it's not a text, it's a phone call from your dad. It's ringing. You pick up?
Yeah, I pick up.
He is speaking to you in French. We're going to translate it to English here and pretend everything is in French.
Okay.
Hello. Oh God, there's a phrase. Hello, honey. How are you?
Fine. I saw Camille.
He told me she met up with you. She was pretending not to be upset, but I think maybe she was. What'd you say? I didn't hear it.
Be upset. I don't know why she'd be pretending.
Well, I was just calling because I thought maybe you would be able to clue me in. Madeline, you know who I'm sleeping with is none of your business, right? Sorry, my sound is fucked up. Hold on.
Take a pause
Okay.
and say, well, you made it my business.
He also pauses. Matter of fact, perhaps that pause is you learned it from him. Explain how I did that.
Since I was a child. I mean, you practically raised Camille too. I mean, don't you think, I don't know, as her best friend, I guess I do have some sort of say in who you sleep with, who now is my stepmom.
I'm not going to ask your permission for who I fall in love with, and I need you to understand that. I love her very much, and I have for quite some time.
Trust me. For a long time. I know.
If you're angry with me, I would appreciate you not taking it out on her.
I didn't take it out on her. I just asked her a question.
What question did you ask her?
If you had moved on?
You asked my wife of 2 years if I had moved on.
Yes.
Madeline, I know you're very smart, and you're very charming, and you're very emotionally intelligent, and you can use those things to get pretty much whatever you want whenever you want, and to make sure that no one ever has any doubt about how you feel about something. But Camille is incredibly scared that she has lost her best friend because of the person she's in love with. And I think if you had even the tiniest bit of compassion in your entire body, you would let her talk to you about it without making her feel stupid. I know you're very good at that. Will. You can tell he doesn't believe you. He doesn't buy that for a minute. Very well. We are having a I'm sure I'll see you at what do they call it, Halloween or whatever. Camille has taken American holidays quite seriously, and she would very much like to see you. I would also like to see you.
I'll see you.
Goodbye. Okay. Beep. Does what sort of reaction would the audience see as she hangs up the phone?
Oh, I think it's very numb. She's not going to talk to Camille. She's not going to see her dad. No, I'm hoping everybody in the audience is rolling their eyes because what a fucking shit show. No.
All right. Okay. Okay. Fia, at 6:30 sharp, you get a text from David's driver, who just tells you he's outside. As you're heading out, Clarissa is in the front lobby, just sort of looking out the window at this basically limousine that is pulled up. And when you go out to the as you go outside, she just glares at you. I mean, she has. I mean, I don't want to. I take that back. She doesn't like go, like, but she watches you. She is paying attention.
She just waves at her like a little, and then gets in the car.
Okay. Okay. The conversation is only in the car. There is only the conversation you care to start. Otherwise, the driver's, not going to talk to anybody. And you pull up to David's house. It takes a while to get there. It's on the outskirts of the city, up in the hills. And when you pull up, it's there's no doubt about it. It's a mansion. This is a very nice place. You pull up in the big sort of half circular drive. The butler is there to open the door and let you out, or let you in, let you out of the car into the house. And he escorts you to the dining room. And sitting there on a tablet, doing something, most likely work related, we see David. Why don't you tell us what David looks like, more or less?
So David is probably like in his 40s. He's got very like light blonde hair, blue eyes, very handsome, always in a suit, always well dressed. Yeah.
He looks up and he smiles brightly. He goes, "Thank you, Charles. That'll be all." Charles nods and shuts the door as he leaves. And he comes over and he says, Ophelia, you were staying away far too long, young lady. You promised me we would have dinner at least once or twice a week.
I know. You gotta call me. Let me know.
I told you I want to see you twice a week.
Okay. Any days work better?
It is what it is. There's always some crisis. There's always something going to explode unless I deal with it immediately. But it's fine. It has yet to explode. Anyway, Amelia made your favorite, and he gestures just as she happens to be walking out with plates of whatever Ophelia's favorite is. And he sits down, and this is a big. I mean, this whole thing is so stereotypical rich person in a movie thing. He has a big table. But you don't sit at like different ends of the table, and that's not that bad. You guys sit next, around the corner from each other on one side of the table. And as you eat, he asks you about your day, how class is going, about your friends. What you care to share is obviously up to you, what he knows or what he doesn't know. And he finally asks, as you both sort of are finishing up, he says, "So, have you found a boyfriend or anything?"
No.
Good. I bought you something. And he reaches off to under the table, actually. And he pulls out a case. It's about yay long. And he hands it to you. He says, "I saw this. I thought of you. Thought you would, I thought you would look good in it. And I would want you to wear it, please."
She kind of like, she's like playfully like side-eyeing him, like, what is this? But she takes it.
He takes it and he goes, "You deserve it. Don't worry." When he opens it up, when you open it up, it's basically like a little choker collar thing. And it's got a very nice star on it that looks. I mean, it's heavy. I mean, the case itself looks expensive, much less what was in it. It is black. Looks like sort of leather, but in a lace sort of pattern. It has, like I say, a star on it that has diamonds and maybe a diamond on it. It's not so ostentatious you're going to be getting weird looks. But he sort of picks it up as you look at it, and he takes it from you. And he says, "Turn around." And he puts it around your neck and attaches it. And he says, "There, let's see. Very nice. And you'll wear this for me, yeah?"
And she's kind of like touching it. It's like, of course, you didn't have to do this.
"You're worth it. You're the most important person in my life." And he smiles. "I will admit there's something else." And he sort of walks away from the table over to one of the windows, and he gestures for you to follow. And he pulls back one of the curtains, and coming off of a transport is what looks to be a brand new Range Rover being delivered out front. You mentioned that you really liked the Range Rover that we saw last week, so I had one delivered. It's fresh off the delivery, the line, so treat it well. Treat it as if I'm the one that gave it to you. Yes?
It's not my birthday.
No, I wouldn't. Your birthday is worth much more than a Range Rover, darling. Trust me. And he turns you around, and I mean, he sort of takes you by the shoulders and looks at you and looks you up and down. And he goes, "Tell me the truth. Do you know a young man named Jesse?"
Yeah, he's. Well, there is a Jesse in my dorm.
Okay. And he pulls. He grabs his tablet that he had set aside for dinner, and he doesn't tap anything. It just, or other than to turn it on, and it has a picture of Jesse from your dorm. They're on the tablet. Is this him?
Yeah, did he do something?
No. Not at all. I need you to be very careful around him, please. Do you understand?
Is he dangerous?
Yes. For lack of a better term, yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll be careful. I trust you.
I know you do. And thank you. I trust you too. You're a very good girl. He says, now I have things to do tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for dinner. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. I'm going to be sitting in the den working. You're welcome to join and read or do homework, whatever you need to do. If Jesse tries anything with you, I want you to let me know.
Like sexual?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
We
he
need to
doesn't seem
get
that
something
interested in
straight.
me, but it's...
Well, he doesn't. Excellent, if that's the case. I find that hard to believe. We do need to clear something up right now. I don't know how many times I've told you. You don't just say okay.
Yes, sir.
Good girl. Anyway, enjoy your evening. You're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Okay. I mean, yes, sir. If I won't be
I'll
a
let that one
bother to
pass.
you.
When you say okay and catch yourself and say yes, sir, he raises an eyebrow. That's only going to go for so long. You're no bother. I love having you here. If I could have you here every day, all day, I would be ecstatic. Sadly, I have to work, and I refuse to allow you to become one of these horrific women who do nothing with their lives except for live off someone else's money. So, you'll get your education. You'll find someone that I can approve of, and you'll start your own family. And I'll never let you starve, don't worry.
I didn't think you would.
You know me better than most, Ophelia. Good night. And he sort of holds up where he got this glass of cognac. You have no idea. He always just happens to find one wherever he happens to be. And he says, at that, blah, 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 blah. He gestures, sort of raises his glass to you. He goes, I assume you won't need someone to drive you home?
No, sir.
All right. And as you turn to leave, or as the scene is about to end, as the scene's about to end, he stops you and just sort of speaks over his shoulder. And he goes, I don't mean to scare you, Ophelia. But if Jesse tries something, I will kill him.
I understand.
Excellent. And the scene fades out. And unless somebody else has something they want to do, we'll say credits roll there. There you go. Credits roll. And that's episode 1.
It's a pretty light episode. Not a whole lot happened.
What could
Easy.
happen?
Just
Yeah.
set the
Easy
scene.
peasy.
Easy.
Oh my gosh. I need to start letting you guys get crazy. I feel like I was holding you guys back a little bit, so I'm gonna make sure you guys get a little feral, get a little crazy out here on it. We'll see how it goes.
Let us be little gremlins.
I think Lexi's a bad influence on everyone, frankly.
That's the
my
goal.
all right.
Chaos. That is the goal.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll stop there, everybody. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. It might be we might go to a sort of bi-weekly thing for a little while until we all get our schedules synced up. But watch our socials. We'll make sure everybody knows when we're about to go online. And I love you people. You're great. And I love everybody out there. Have a good day. Bye, you guys.